Welcome to Prime Cyber Insights, and today we are looking at a landscape where the perimeter isn't just leaking, it's being methodically dismantled. From 0 days in core communication platforms to the massive harvesting of consumer credentials, the signal-to-noise ratio in threat intelligence is reaching a breaking point. Lauren, the headlines this week feel particularly heavy on enterprise exposure.
They certainly do, Aaron. And we're seeing a trend where even patched systems are being revisited by adversaries. Joining us to help contextualize the broader implications is Benjamin Roth, a technology ethics and philosophy correspondent with a reflective cadence. Benjamin explores AI, ethics, and long-term societal consequences with intellectual rigor, and he's here to help us look past the code to the consequences. Benjamin, it's great to have you.
Thank you, Lauren. It is a pleasure to be here. We often treat these breaches as isolated technical failures, but I believe they represent a deeper erosion of the digital social contract. We are building our modern world on increasingly fragile foundations, and the weight of that fragility is starting to show.
That fragility is on full display with Cisco. A 0-day flaw in their unified communications products is affecting millions, allowing remote code execution. Couple that with Fortinet confirming that their FortiCloud SSO exploitation is hitting even patch devices, and we have a crisis of trust in enterprise hardware. Lauren, CISA has even added 4 of these enterprise bugs to its must-patch list.
That's notable, Aaron. When CISA steps in, it's a signal that these aren't just theoretical risks. They are being actively used by actors to pivot into high-value networks. The Fortinet situation is particularly troubling because it suggests that the initial fix didn't fully account for how attackers would bypass the authentication logic. It's a game of cat and mouse, where the cat is currently 3 steps ahead.
It raises an interesting ethical question, doesn't it? If a vendor releases a patch that fails to secure the device against the same vector, where does the liability lie? We are essentially forcing organizations to participate in a permanent state of emergency management, which I suspect is unsustainable for the average IT department.
And that permanent emergency extends to consumers too. A database of 149 million credentials was found exposed online, no password, no encryption. Within that, 48 million Gmail accounts were identified. This wasn't a new breach of Google, though. These are Infostealer logs, credentials scraped directly from infected personal devices over years.
Yeah, Aaron, it's a reminder that the endpoint isn't just the laptop in the office, it's the phone in your pocket. These Infostealers are quietly aggregating the keys to our digital lives. When 48 million Gmail logins hit the open web, it's not just about email, it's about the password resets and identity pivots those accounts allow. We're also seeing Nike investigating a potential incident, proving no brand is too big to be targeted.
Shifting from data theft to pure disruption, we have to talk about the Sandworm attack in Poland. Russian state actors reportedly deployed a new wiper called DynoWiper against the Polish power sector. While the energy minister says the attack was unsuccessful, the intent to plunge a NATO ally into darkness during the winter is a massive escalation.
The use of wipers, like DynoWiper, reflects a shift from espionage to nihilism. In philosophy, we look at the just war theory. When you target the warmth and light of a civilian population, you've moved beyond strategic signaling. It's an attempt to break the collective spirit by attacking the very systems that sustain life. It's a sobering reminder that our code can be used as a kinetic weapon.
Wait, what? It is truly staggering to realize we see these attacks occurring on the 10th anniversary of the Black Energy attack on Ukraine. Sandworm is a persistent threat that hasn't changed its goal, only its tools. For our listeners, the takeaway is clear. Enterprise patching is no longer optional. And for individuals, passkeys are the only way to break the cycle of Infostealer success. Aaron, your final thoughts.
I will leave you with this. Resilience is not just a technical specification. It is a cultural commitment. We must decide if the convenience of our interconnectedness is worth the inherent vulnerability we are currently accepting. I hope we choose to build more thoughtfully.
Thoughtfully indeed. That's all for this episode. Thank you for listening to Prime Cyber Insights.
Stay secure, stay vigilant, and we will see you next week. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.